Welcome to Kicking It with the Wolverines. I'm Melissa Orange. He is head coach Kerry Castillo. This is episode 3, and thank you so much for joining us. If you have watched the first 2 episodes, thank you. We've had so much fun here getting to know the soccer team here at Bentonville West and talking about the season. If this is the first time you've joined us, also thank you for being here with us as well. Go back. We've had some great interviews with some players the last couple of weeks too, so don't want you to miss those as well. But Coach, the season continues to roll on. Team hit some adversity. How did you feel like they kind of battled through that and taken away what happened with the Rogers game?
It answered a lot of questions for us.
Okay.
Honestly, that was the thing we reflected on after the game was, hey, am I get you too much information because we just didn't play how we can play. It was paralysis by analysis, if I can sum it up, and that's my fault, So I asked them if that, do they feel like that was the case, and they affirmed that. So, okay, well, I'll own that part. You own the part where we go out and just execute, but together we'll get better. We'll move on from it. And we did. We had a great weekend. We hosted the NWA Invitational here, and we played some tough teams from Oklahoma. Had really good results. We didn't win, but for the teams that we played them super close. We lost to West Horr, Oklahoma 2-1, and then lost to Jinx 1-0 and had a chance to score really late. And then we went to Fort Smith Northside Monday and won 4-0. Just had so much of the ball, so I was really pleased with that.
Going back to the Rogers game, do you feel like you mentioned maybe too much information to where they weren't playing as freely as you've seen them play?
That's spot on.
Yeah.
That's absolutely the case.
So for them to take away from that, right? How do you kind of say, okay, just go out there and play your game and find that balance?
It's simplifying the communication that we have with them. Yeah. And just taking the things that we do need them to execute tactically and all these other variables and just really simplifying it down to things they can take with them immediately and where there's no question what we're asking them to do.
Yeah. And it's good to learn that about your team, about yourself early on here at the beginning of March, end of February, as opposed to May.
Absolutely. I actually told them, sometimes a good humbling is exactly what you need, and it'll give you so much clarity going forward, and it absolutely did for us.
Yeah. So let's talk now about the weekend. How fun was it to host a soccer tournament up here and have these teams come in?
Fun, absolutely. Equally exhausting.
Sure. Yeah.
But it was, everyone had a great experience. The weather held up for us and all the teams. The competition was great. There were some really good games, really close games. And so having all those teams on campus and having all those college coaches on campus was also really cool. For some of our girls, we actually had to pull them out of games because a coach came down from the press box and wanted to talk to them. And so that was really cool for our younger players to see. Like, here's this senior getting subbed out of a game so she could talk to a college coach on our sideline. That was really cool.
That is a really unique moment for sure. Bringing in the teams that you did, what did you want to see from those teams? As you mentioned, hard-fought games that challenged your players.
A different level of intensity.
Yeah.
And speed of play. Yeah. It just made us play so fast and not chaotic, but furiously. It was really good. It was really good for us to get that experience.
Yeah. So what'd you learn about your girls in those moments?
That when I just let them be and don't overload them, I gave them one simple instruction. When we have the ball, go after them. When they have the ball, go after them. It'll look different, but just accomplish that. And if we're doing that, then a lot of other things will take care of themselves. And they did. And we were so close to scoring, even with just like 10 seconds left. We had a shot on goal if their goalkeeper saved. So, yeah, super pleased.
What's some of the feedback you got from the teams that came in to play?
They were ecstatic.
Yeah.
They loved the level of competition that they had, just the quality of the tournament that we put on, the quality of the referees that we had, and then having college coaches just on the sideline with them and readily available to talk to them immediately after a game, or sometimes in the middle of a game. That was something that they really appreciated because there's aren't a lot of events like that here in Northwest Arkansas because not a lot of organizations have the facilities to do that. So we're super blessed to have the facilities we do here and be able to do something like that.
Yeah. I want to talk more about, the exposure to those college coaches. To be able to bring them in here and, as you mentioned, talk to your players freely, even, during games and such. is huge because it shows the growth of the sport, but it also shows the attention that you can bring to girls soccer.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, there's this stigma that if you play high school soccer, you can't get looked at by college coaches, or that it somehow depreciates your game. But being able to play, it's a real picture of what college soccer looks like. It's fast and it's physical, and there's a huge age gap, and later, KK, when you talk to her, I'm sure she can speak to that, being a freshman, but it gets them ready for that kind of game. And so there's value to both. And I hope that doing this and having an event like this opens everyone's eyes to go, you know what, there is the two do work in synergy. Yeah.
Yeah. So basketball season is over for Bentonville West. Sadly, however, happily,
Sure.
right, you got some girls back on your team. How has that addition been now that basketball's over and you've gotten some players?
It was great, and the girls just welcomed them.
Yeah.
So great, the way that they just were like, here, you're part of, you've been part of the team all along, even though we haven't seen you in 2 months, And so you have players like Hallie Ford, who's a senior for us. She's already committed, and she's an all-state player. She's the best center back in the state, hands down. And she just was able to step into the game Monday night immediately and be impactful straight away. And so having them step in just added another level of depth to our bench, but also another level of quality to our play.
Yeah. It did it. Do you feel like it changed anything or very a seamless
It
addition?
absolutely did change some
It did,
things.
okay.
Now, some players that were maybe still a little fatigued from the weekend, we were able to give them more rest time because we had some more players to help, carry the minutes and the game before us. So absolutely made a difference.
That's nice. Okay. You mentioned KK Fenton. The freshman's going to join us here in just a little bit. But at just a freshman and is making an impact. What have you seen from her early on this season?
The first thing I noticed about KK, other than her quality, is just how much joy she gets from playing the game. Every day she's not just working as hard as she can, but finding joy. She's working that hard with a smile on her face. And she comes to practice ready to get better. And so she scored a goal on Monday night against Fort Worth Northside, actually our first goal of the night, and it was absolutely terrific. And then to see the way she responded to these bigger, stronger, faster athletes from Oklahoma that we played, and some of these girls are college commits, and she still just kept going after them and defending, and she just did everything that we asked of her and then some. So it's just a joy to see someone like that, a player like that, so young, just accept that this is the game now and this is what I have to do, and just go into it with not reckless abandon, but bravery.
Sure.
Yeah.
As a freshman, what about her game made you want her to be on your varsity squad?
She's just so smart. She has a great game IQ. She's super on the dribble, but she just reads where the ball is going to be all the time. She's always in the right spot, whether we've played her in the back line, but she's really a midfielder. But now that we have some of our girls from basketball back, they're more natural defenders and are really tall, then we can move her back into the midfield and absolutely paid off. That's where she scored from on Monday night.
Yeah, that's exciting. Excited to have her join the show in just a bit. But moving forward real fast, Coach, with the soccer you have coming up, what are you looking for from your team to build off that Northside Wedge?
Got 2 big games next week. Yeah, Harbor and BHS.
Big time rivalry.
Yeah, and Harbor's away, but BHS is here right before we go to spring break. And so honestly, what we're looking for is to put ourselves back at the top of the table for the conference.
Yep.
That's the goal. Next week is to go to it.
Yep. Let's be real. Yeah. We've talked about it before. That loss that ended this. I mean, how big are we looking at this Bentonville game?
Yeah. I've watched them play last night, and then we watched film on them, and it's always in the back of your mind, the way you lose a game like that. And so I'm trying not to think too much about it, but every time I watch them play, it's right there, like as a reminder. But I think it will absolutely have an effect on our girls' preparedness mentally as they go into the game. Sometimes, especially with the season being so long and you play each other twice, sometimes those kinds of things can lapse. Just your focus can lapse a little bit, and it may take a catalyst in the game snapping you back there's no snapping back
No.
on this one. They're going to be ready to go.
Yeah, they don't need any added motivation,
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, other than the fact that you're already playing your crosstown rival, I think
Right.
the way that everything unfolded, I'm sure that you guys are ready for that game.
I'm sure it'll be the topic of conversation all day today and
Yes,
tomorrow.
and it'll be the topic of conversations in episode 4 of Wolverines. It'll be great. It'll be fun. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that all unfolds. So thanks if we're going to have KK join us here right after this. Welcome back to Kicking It with the Wolverines. Excited to have freshman Kaylee Fenton joining us. And KK excited to talk to you, kind of learn about how you got started with soccer and the season so far. And then, of course, we always end with trivia. And are you ready for it?
Yes.
Have you watched your teammates' trivia the last 2 episodes?
Yes.
How do you feel about it?
Pretty good. I think I can get hopefully at least one right.
Did you know some of the answers to those questions?
I knew a few.
Okay, that's great. All right, I have full faith in you, and we'll get to trivia here in just a bit. But talk to me about your soccer journey. When did you start playing?
I started when I was around 3 years old.
Okay, and what was it about the game that you really fell in love with?
Probably scoring, if I'm being honest. When I was little, I would just like score. Basically, like, yeah, that's was my goal. But then also I just really loved the game.
Yeah, no, every little kid I think loves scoring at that point. It's the best part for sure. And then, as you continued to play, when was it that you felt like it was something that you wanted to play competitively and see where it would take you?
I definitely started getting really like committed to it around like 6th grade. I started doing like touches outside of practice a lot more and watching more film, and just started to like really like put in the work and basically.
Yeah. And so as a freshman on this Bentonville West team, how has it gone being able to play?
It's been a lot of fun. I wasn't expecting to get so much playing time and this opportunity, so it's been a lot of fun, and I've just been like trying to work as hard as I can.
Sure. As the season, I mean, we're 3 games in for the most part. And so, what's kind of been the biggest takeaway for you, maybe the biggest learning curve that you've learned about your game so far?
I feel like you can really tell the age gap between some people, like going up against some seniors, like they seem huge to me.
Sure.
So I think that's one of the things that stood out to me. And then like I play club, and the playing style here in club is very similar.
Okay. That's nice. Yeah, I bet that's nice. But I'm sure that even though you just go out there, you just play. You try not to think about the fact that you're playing a bunch of upperclassmen. You just go out and play your game. Yeah. Yeah. How fun has it been to be a part of it?
So much fun.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys played Rogers. Kind of talk to me about that match.
It was a really good matchup. It was not our best game. But I think everyone still put in the work, and the thing about our team is I feel like everyone wants the ball, and everyone is going to give 100% to get the ball. It just wasn't our game that night, and that's always going to happen.
Yeah, yeah. And learning from that and taking it into Northside and getting that win on Monday. What do you think the biggest takeaway as a team was for that game on Monday?
I think we just possessed really well. We got some players back from basketball, and it just like, I think if sort of clicked a little, like the connectedness was there, and we were just passing circles around them. So that was.
What do you think the strength of this team is right now?
We just have a bunch of technical players, I feel like who can handle the ball and find the passes. And then we have also a lot of speed. So I think those things, I mean, we just have like strong players everywhere. Like we can rely on them.
Yeah. And it's still early in the season as you guys continue to grow. Where would you like to see this team continue to improve as you guys get through the season?
I feel like we have a really good build up into the final third, maybe just like putting it into the back of the net a little more. Like we have so many great shots and they're so close. So I think once we just like get past that like little barrier of where we're so close, I think we're gonna have a lot more goals.
Are you sure you're a freshman?
Yes.
You talk like an upperclassman. Very impressed. Well done. All right. Are you ready for trivia?
Yes.
Okay. Again, here's the deal. No one's got any questions right. And that's not your teammates' fault. That's just the reality of where we are in our soccer trivia game that we're playing. And so I think that I've still continued to make the questions answerable. So right. So the only thing is to just see if we can get one. Are you ready? You get 5 chances. And if you want to skip and come back to one, we can do that. Okay? All right. Here we go. You ready? Yes. Okay. To most places in the world, soccer is referred to as what?
Football?
There you go. There we go. There is one right answer. I'm so excited. Okay, here we go. You ready? They're just going to get harder from here.
Okay.
What color jerseys did the United States have the women's national team wear in 2007?
Blue?
Gold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's okay though. That's all right. How many goals did Brazilian soccer legend Pelé score in his league debut?
Can I come back to that?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. How many players per team are on the field at one time?
Hello?
There you go. That's 2. That's 2. All right, you ready? This is kind of a pop culture question. Okay. In the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup, who famously ripped off her jersey after scoring the 5th kick in the penalty shootout for the United States?
I'm picturing her. I just don't know her name.
Everyone knows the photo.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
No. Ugh, I'm just going to say Mia Hamm.
No, it's close. It's Brady Chastain
Okay.
is her name.
That sounds familiar.
It's a very famous photo, right? Yeah. Okay. And then going back to the question about Pele, how many goals did he score in his league debut?
I have no idea. I'm just going to 80?
Goals. 80 goals in his league debut. 4.
Oh. Oh, I was thinking like his
the whole
career.
season. Oh, sorry. Nope, just the first game. That would be real. I mean, he was good, but I don't know if he was 80 goals.
I was thinking like local game.
That's okay, girl. You got 2 right. You're like, yeah. Very well done. Very well done. KK Fenton, so excited for you to join us. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. And now you got bragging rights, girl,
Yeah.
in the locker room. So enjoy that. Thank you. Welcome back once more to Kicking It with the Wolverines. Coach, really fun to have KK. And I tell you, man, she does not talk like a freshman.
No, she just has a posture about her, and like a maturity about her.
Yeah, it was really fun to have her. And man, just a big career ahead of her too as just a freshman. I know you're excited about that, which brings us to our feel-good moment of the week. What you got for me?
Well, other than KK getting 2 trivia questions right.
Yes, absolutely.
Finally. It has to be her first goal of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, her first high school goal, even as a freshman. So in our tournament this weekend, we were playing Westmore, Oklahoma. We were losing 1-0. Had just put together a great combination to score. Their goalkeeper saves it. We get a corner kick, and KK takes our corners. And so she scored an Olympico. There's one for the trivia next time. Maybe see what thing about that is.
Right. Well, if they're listening, maybe take notes. That's okay. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, so
Good test.
she scored directly from the corner kick without anyone else touching it. It went right over the keeper's head into the goal, and everybody lost it.
That's
awesome. It was super.
That's really, really cool. I love that. And again, you've got 2 big games coming up next week. Remind everybody, what do you play next?
The Harbor Tuesday night at Harbor, 7 o'clock, and then BHS here Thursday.
Okay. Big time game. I know it'll be fun right before spring break. So you always want to go into spring break feeling real good. That's the goal, feeling real good. Well, thanks so much. Again, another episode here of Kicking It with the Wolverines. We always have fun. We always thank you for joining us, and we'll see you here next week.